Hi, Old Guy in Shed. As the title would suggest, I've been having horrors with the hydraulics, notably on my MV Augusta. I was getting it ready to go for MOT, at least it'll run round, make sure it's okay, and as it's coming off the ramp, I pulled the brake because it was coming off the ramp, then it just stopped there. Couldn't move the bloody bike. Bike was so great. So two of us had to push it back on because the front wheel was locked. And the way to discover on a twin disc setup which caliper is sticking is to just undo two of the bolts on one side and try and take it off. So first one I undid. Yep, that's it. That one's locked. It took a bit of a fight to get it off the disc. Went to spin the wheel. Still locked on. So both of them have seized. Great. So take the other side off. So while I'm at it, I had to drain the whole system. It didn't look bad, I have to say. The fluid didn't look bad in there. Look, but it doesn't make any difference. It's not working. So I'm now in a situation where I can actually flush the whole system through. Maybe somebody's topped up clean fluid on top of dirty fluid in the lines. I don't know. I really don't know. But I just looked at it, looked clean, cracked on. But then I had the problem with the calipers. So we might as well do a bit of an overhaul. These are the calipers that came on the bike. They're not Brembo. And I was a bit surprised when I first saw the bike that they weren't Brembo, because MV Augusta, for God's sake, and Brembo are the best brakes you can buy. But going back to this era, maybe they weren't, I don't know. These are called Scarab. I've never heard of them, ever. So I inspected it to see how to get the pistons out, and it's all one casting, it's all one lump. There are no joins. The way you do it is through this one plug. As weird fortune has it, in the bottom of my toolbox I found a very old sump plug removal tool, and by some weird coincidence or fate, or call it what you will, it fits there perfectly. Absolutely beautiful fit. Put the caliper in the vise, big adjustable on there, ease it off slowly at first, because it literally just felt stiff. I thought, oh god, I'm probably stripping something. But I took it out, no, spun out beautifully, and what we find inside, once we've got it out, is a couple of seals, both sides of the thing, and a little seal on the other side of the aluminium plug. It just fits on a little recess there. Job done, really nice. But it's not nice to do, because there's a chap called Murphy and he has a bloody law, and Murphy's law says if it's going to be awkward, it'll have to be awkward. And here we go. It was the awkward one that was seized. This one, which you can get around, manoeuvre it, came out reasonably easily. This beggar, no, stuck in there, and it was the same one on both calipers was seized. You just can't make it up. You really can't make it up. Tiny, tiny little pistons here. Now, this was the one on the outside. This was the one on the inside. This was the one that was seized. There was no real seize marks on it. A little bit of a register mark here, a witness mark, but it's polished, so I think it's been twisting on that rather than, I don't know, I really don't know, but they need tidying up now. As I've done that one, this one needs just tidying up a little bit before I replace it. But this inner one here, the awkward one, does have a little ridge in here. You can just catch it. You can see it with the screwdriver, see? A little ridge there. And it means you can just go in and just tease it either side, tease it until it just comes out. You've got to be really, really, really patient with it and steady. So it's now ready, almost ready, to go back together. I don't know about anybody else out there, but when I build calipers or anything like this with rubber seals, I tend to use this red rubber grease. It's just the best stuff to use. It allows you to put everything together. Ordinary grease will actually dry out rubber, because ordinary grease carries a lot of detergent and the red rubber grease doesn't, so it preserves the rubbers. So clean up, put it back together, and we're back to square one. And maybe in a week or so's time I'll bring another episode with a beautifully freewheeling front wheel with brakes, and we can then go and get the damn thing MOT'd and sorted. Everything else appears to be working on the bike, but this sort of thing, when you're doing a resto or a clean up of an old bike, it always makes you nervous now, because what else is going to fail? This poor bike has been left for so long, and I've built it up. I mean, I've enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it seems every time I come to one thing, another chain reaction, I guess, I don't know. But we're having fun with it, and like I say, in the next episode hopefully we'll have brakes. To just go off on a complete tangent, thank you for all the remarks about the V85 Guzzi. I am loving it as a bike. A lot of people have asked me, do I miss the power of the Norge? You know it isn't there, but I'm not actually missing it. For me, it's a quick enough bike. I have the little 750 Breva, and I say little, I mean, when we were kids, 750 was a big bike, but the Breva is equally as pleasant to ride and even less powerful than the V85. So I don't know. I'm not really in a time in my life where I need this massive horsepower anymore. And some of the other reviews I've seen, people go, oh well, it runs out of breath at 95, and I'm going, really? You need to go, you need to open the throttle and go faster when you're at 95? Personally, I'm not in that game anymore. Used to be, and I certainly wouldn't lambast anybody that likes big power. Why would I? I did. I'm more in a softer, calmer place these days, and I always remember that I want to get home and have a glass of wine, so I go quite steady, and it's very pleasant. Next week, just as a spoiler alert, I'm going to Ironbridge, to the Industrial Museum there, and apparently it's the cradle or the birthplace or whatever you want to call it of the Industrial Revolution in the UK. And some would argue that the UK was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. So I'm going to go and see where it all started. For people like me, and like things mechanical and what have you, it's sort of a mecca for tree huggers and ecologists, or whatever they want to call themselves. It's the start of hell. But we will find out for our good selves. I'm sure it'll be interesting. So please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, or if you've already subscribed, tell somebody else to subscribe. That'd be a good idea. If you press the little bell thing, you'll get to hear or get to know when I next put a post up about the industrial north. Well, no, Midlands. It's Telford way, so it's not the north at all. North of here. Anyway, that's me. I'll go and shed. Take care, folks, and goodbye.